things I said when you were near, I never felt the way I do when I'm with you. Say the winds have changed and I just left without your name, and I just stared into the space, 'cause I'm to blame. Could it be?
Hey Siri, invert colors.
Okay, I turned on invert colors.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city.
Hey you guys, hope you're all having a great day so far. This is just a really quick announcement video to let you guys know that tomorrow, Monday, 1 p.m. PST, I'm going to be going live on twitch.tv/Drayson. This is going to be the start of a new weekly show that I'm going to be doing live. And then the recorded video is also going to be uploaded to YouTube for those who missed the live video. But 1 p.m. PST on Mondays going forward is going to be my live day on Twitch. I'm going to try and do it on YouTube as well once I get this all rolling, but one step at a time, and we'll just take it slow to start and see how it all turns out. So I hope to see some of you guys there on Twitch tomorrow. And stay tuned, there's going to be a new video on TikTok posted very soon. And I'm also going live right after that. So see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Log 741. Entering Pluto's gravitational field. Nebula, activate solar telemetry engine. Nebula, atmosphere report.
All levels known. Object detected.
Nebula, classify object.
Unknown.
Nebula, analyze for any anomalies.
Gravitational anomaly detected.
Nebula, advise course change.
Unknown. Collision imminent.
Nebula, activate reverse thrusters.
Emergency protocols.
Nebula, reverse! All right. Maybe a black hole. Yeah. That didn't really look like I wanted it to. Try something different. You know, I'm not really feeling it today. Why are you here? Why are you trying? Why do you care? You're going to fail. Why? Why are you here? gonna do now is we're gonna pick a direction to shade first. I'm gonna shade in this direction. So my black's gonna be on this side of the planet and my white highlight's gonna be over here. I'm gonna go in with the white. I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna start above the planet because I don't wanna accidentally cover too much. So I start above and I work down onto it until I just hit that edge that I want. So I'm gonna start up here. That's it. So you're gonna come in with the black now and do the same thing. I'm gonna start low and work up into it and follow the direction of the planet. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the plate back on there now.
need to take some weight off our shoulders. The fight isn't over. We're good, we never left the ground, but we need to take some weight off our shoulders.
I'm gonna be doing like a spooky theme painting, so I want like a row of people / zombies on the bottom of this stencil here. So I'm gonna show you my process for cutting stencil. Alright, so there's my stencil cut. I'm gonna go ahead and start using this in my next painting here. I think I got the shape that I was looking for. You don't have to be very exact, you just gotta like get like a rough cut of what you're going for, and as long as you use the right colors and stuff, it's gonna work out. So yeah, you don't have to trace your lines too exactly with the knife. Just make sure you take it slow, be really careful. And yeah, so I'm gonna start using that in my next painting, and hope you guys look forward to that. Hope this helped you. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome back to the studio. Today I'm getting all set up here. I've got a brand new stack of some smaller papers cut here. So I keep getting questions over and over and over on what kind of paper I actually use. So this is poster board. It's like a fairly thick paper. It's kind of got like a semi-glossy side and a matte side on the back. I bought this stuff on Amazon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a link in the description of my YouTube video, which I'll show you how to get to my YouTube really quickly. So you're just gonna go to my profile, click on this little button, and then it's gonna bring you up either Instagram or YouTube. Hit YouTube, go to the latest video. It's gonna be titled something to do with paper, and you're gonna be able to find out what kind of paper I'm using and where to find it on Amazon. Alright, so at this point, I'm going to add our color in. I'm going to be using a light blue and an orange. And what I like to do is hold both the colors I use in the Galaxy at the same time. It just helps me, I think, just blend the colors a bit more and get a bit more creative in the shapes that I play with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom, do one quick swoop up, and we'll see how that turns out. All right, so I'm really loving how that's turning out. I'm gonna just do one more touch up here so it's a bit brighter on the other side of the planet there. All right, I think that turned out great. So at this point, we're gonna add our stars and then do our reveal. All right, so let's check out how our planet turned out. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed that and that you learned something new. Start adding some color into your paintings, experiment, go wild, and try and create something today. Add blacks for shadows and whites for highlights, and then start texturing. So at this point, I'm just going to throw another tiny bit of black on this edge just to round out the shadow, and then throw a stencil back on and get working on the background. All right, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just do a coat of black, and after that, we're going to add our color into the background. All right, we're going to give this a couple minutes to dry, come back, add our color, do our final touches with the stars, and we're going to do the reveal and call this a finished painting. All right, so we're back in the studio with a blank canvas, and today we are going to be looking at adding some color into our paintings. So we're going to go back to basics and just do the simple planet and space in the background, but we're going to throw color into it this time. So I hope you guys look forward to that, and just go ahead and get ready to start adding color by laying out our planet shape. So at this point, we're going to put our first layer of color on. I'm going to be doing a pinky purple kind of planet, and then some contrasting blues and oranges in the night sky behind. So I'm going to start with some pink. I've got some magenta here. Always give your paint a good shake, and I'm going to put this first layer on now. I'm going to chop that up with some purple. I'm going to go ahead and add blacks for shadows and whites for highlights, and then start texturing. So the final layer of this painting is going to be adding some more foreground mountains just to give this some more dimension. So I want my mountains to kind of come through here, carve out the bottom of the lake, and then come back up on this side. So it's a bit of a bowl that you're looking through. So we're going to do that with just some black to start off with here. Grab our sheet of paper. I like to just reuse the ones I was using before. Fold it over, get the clean side. Don't need to waste paper on this. And the same process here. All right, I'm liking how that looks. I'm gonna grab my pencil and start carving out some highlights on this. And I'm gonna call that finished. So here's how to take that first step that we did, painting this planet, night sky with the stars. You know all those steps, and these are the 3 new steps to add mountains, water, and foreground. So to achieve this effect, we're going to need to mask off the top part of our painting so that we don't get white all over it here. What we're going to do is I'm going to just take a canvas from another painting that I did that was just an experiment, and I'm going to just put that roughly where I want the water line to be and lay it on there carefully and just throw a coat of white below that. So I want to add a bit of a shine to this, so I'm just going to touch the sides with some black as well. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take your finger, and all you got to do is go back and forth on this wet paint. So we're going to start here and just lightly smudge this back and forth. So I'm going to stop right about there. And then the last piece I'm going to do is I'm going to throw just a tiny bit more highlight right in this area here. So I'm going to touch it up just a little bit just to get it moving. And that's this layer done. What we're going to focus on now is adding that foreground element. We're going to throw down just a coat of white, a coat of black, carve out our mountains, throw some water on, do the next layer, and I'll show you guys the process step by step. So let's get started. We're going to start with some white. Top it off with a bit of black. does not have to be super clean because the line work comes from when you take off the paint. So same thing we did yesterday. And then we're gonna get started removing some paint. I'm gonna take off my pencil again and start carving up the sides. I'm gonna do the highlights on the opposite side this time. And then I'm just adding further highlights wherever I think that I see more defined faces of this mountain. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next step, which is the water here. Hey guys, welcome back to my studio. We're gonna be doing some more tutorials today. This is part one of what I hope is gonna be a 3-part series. What I'm planning to do is start from where we left off yesterday and level up that painting. We're gonna do that by adding more dimension to it, some more detail, and primarily focus on the foreground element. So we're gonna add some mountains, we're gonna do some water feature, like a lake of some kind, and then more mountains in front of that to really give it some depth in front of your space heat in the back. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm just gonna start painting and see you guys in the next one. All right, so we're basically gonna follow the same steps as yesterday, but I'm not gonna walk you guys through it this time because you know what to do. Add stars. So the way I do stars is I just paint on my gloved hand. So I'm gonna throw some of this white, put it on my fingers, and then flick it on. And I like to do one flick off canvas first just to get any of the really big drops out of the way. So we're gonna do that now. So I've got it on there, nice and wet. I'm gonna do one flick off the canvas and then come back on and just start flicking straight down, not from the sides. And I like to keep flicking after it's kind of got most of the paint off because it's going to add little tiny flecks of paint that I think look awesome and just add a lot of depth because it really gives that like far away look, little tiny stars. Because if you really look at the night sky, there is so many more than you can even count, and this helps to achieve that look. So we're going to pull the stencil off here. We have a finished night sky. Maybe that's a moon, maybe it's a planet, black and white. What do you guys think? So you're gonna take your stencil and line it back up with your rough marks there. It doesn't have to be exact, but just throw it on there. I'm just gonna cover the whole thing with black, and then we're gonna paint some stars on there. So you want to be pretty quick with that coat because you don't want it to be super thick. Just to make a nice, light, even coat of black, the best you can do. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add just like a splash of white across the sky. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of highlight here. I like to add a bit of depth to my planet, so it's gonna look like there's a bit of light coming from behind the planet. Paint on the actual stencil. The result is pretty awesome for that really quick amount of work. You got your planet that has some depth because of the shadow, the highlight, and the light from behind. You have a bit of a galaxy in the background. Once this dries for a minute, I'm gonna put the stencil back on so it doesn't smudge, and then we will throw some stars in there, and this is a finished piece. So for this painting, it's gonna be black and white only. So all I'm gonna do is throw some black on there. So I don't wanna get too crazy with the coverage, so that's gonna be enough for that. I'm gonna take my scrap piece of paper or whatever you wanna use, rip a sheet off, and then I'm gonna give it a little bit of a crumple. I'm gonna throw it on my shape. And you can just kind of brush your fingers onto it, and when you peel this off, it's gonna pull some paint off with it. So there, it's kind of giving it a bit of a texture. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna give my white a shake, throw a touch of white over top, and then one more coat of black, and do this again. And that's gonna give me some cool textures on there. So put this back on because you gotta do this before it dries. There we go. So the only other thing I do here is I'm gonna add some shading. I'm gonna put some black on the bottom edge and white on the top to shadow and highlight your planet here. And that's that. Kind of looks like nothing right now, but pretty soon it's gonna look cool. All right, so in this video, we're actually gonna get started painting. I'm gonna use that stencil I made, these 2 cans of paint, and this canvas. we're gonna do just a real simple black and white planet with stars in the background. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay my stencil down wherever I want my planet to be. I'm just gonna throw it right in the middle for this painting. So before you start it, on the top of the can, there's a little tiny black dot that you can see. And that dot is there so that you can point your nozzle at it. And that's gonna ensure the best flow out of the can. All I'm gonna do is put a light coat on over the top. A lot of people ask me why I do this. And the reason that I do it is so that I have a marker on the canvas where I know that I have to cover that entire piece with color before I'm done. And that's it. Light coat, pull the painting, or pull the stencil off, and there you go. So that's your planet shape. So if I was using any other colors, I would know that I have to fill this entire shape with the color. So for this painting. Hey guys, welcome back. So in this first tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to take this plate and turn it into this plate. The goal is to have a stencil that's easy to take on and off your paintings without smudging it. You're gonna add a little handle to it and get started right away. The only thing that you need to do this is some painter's tape. So that's what this is made with. I'm gonna put this out of the way and show you guys on a fresh plate here. So I've got this cord kind of tape now. Give it a little bend, throw some bends on the side there. Just like that. So what I have is what's essentially going to be the handle here. All right, so that is that. This is the stencil done. So I'm gonna put that away and I'll see you guys in the next video where we actually start using this. Welcome to what's going to be my first tutorial. I'm going to start this one off with just talking about the supplies I bought. I went to the store earlier today and I grabbed 4 things. I've got a plate, can of white, can of black, and 5 poster boards. You can get less poster boards and spend even less money, but I got 5, which I'm going to cut in half, and I'm going to have 10 pieces to paint on. So all in all, I spent $27.14 at Walmart, plus $1.25 at the dollar store. So in the end, less than 30 bucks, and I'm gonna have enough supplies to do 10 paintings. The only one that might run out is the black. You might have to spend $8 more to do 10 paintings, but yeah, that should last honestly though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record a black and white painting, no other colors, and just make use of the supplies I bought and show you guys how to go from nothing to something today, and you can start right away. All right, let's get started. See you in the next one.